Hello, I'm Louise. Hi from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself, and create the life that you truly want to live, and the earth that we all truly want to live on as well. This is for the week ahead. Let's get some tarot out for the collective and see what's going on. Just to let you know, I've got a new thing going on my website, BeHealing.com. That's BeHealing.com. If you visit, a window will pop up, and if you put your email address and your name in, you'll get a free mini reading from me. Not to be sniffed at. So we've got you sharing your wisdom, which is what I'm doing at the moment. My guides told me to share my gifts even more, and so that's what I'm doing. You might be called to do the same thing as well. As we are headed away from this patriarchal, hierarchical, money-oriented, or profit, let's put it that way, not money. Money is not the problem. It's that whole wanting to profit so much from people and the planet that is the problem, right? And so as we're moving away from that, it's about us using our gifts for each other and sharing that, right? And so sharing your wisdom, speaking out about it. Yeah, I just made a reel, which you've probably already seen, and that was about serendipity. Was a card that came out, and I was just getting like divine timing from it. And it's like, human beings, you know, we get forced into change. We don't like change very much. And so even though a lot of us have seen the writing on the wall for such a long time, that this is where we were headed with the environment, this is where we were headed with our health, this is where we were headed with the monetary system, the profits, you know, the profit system, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of us saw it and were speaking out about it and called conspiracy theorists because of it, right? But you know, it's happening. So, but don't let that stop you sharing your wisdom, right? Paradox. There's a paradox going on at the moment. You know, another thing that my guides have been addressing is the paradox. We know the universe has rules, right? My new book is about to be out very shortly. It's already out on Kindle, and I'm still struggling with the paperback at the moment, but it's out any day now, and it's called The Orbital Reborn. Check that out on Amazon.com. If you just search my name, you'll find Claire Louise Hay. You'll find all my books out there. And yeah, I talk in that book about all the principles of the universe, but here's the thing. It seems like there's a paradox right now, right? The bad people are the ones that seem to be getting the benefits, right? They're the ones that are doing okay, and the rest of us are not. The good people are really struggling at the moment. But this is what my guide said in that book, is that you think they're getting rewarded, but they don't have peace of heart. They don't have joy. You know, they don't have that, right? They don't have that, and things balance themselves out in the end. And just a couple of days ago when I was doing my meditation, the guide said, keep on sharing your gifts, because that balancer, it's coming, it is coming, it does come in time. Karma, it works out in the end. But you see, the universe is all about giving people what they need to learn, right? And so it's not going to like take away, it's not going to like punish people or take away what they need in order to learn, right? We're all going to be part of the process of people learning. And so something to think on. We've got breathe here. So as chaotic as it all is right now, keep you calm, keep you cool, meditate a lot. I'm meditating about at least five times a day now. Not necessarily for a long time, but just, you know, checking in, not to get into that rush kind of an energy, slowing myself down, and yeah, trying to ignore all of the pressures of continuing the broken systems and continuing to stay in there, you know, whether that is pressure from the outside world or pressure from within ourselves to continue a broken system, because, you know, that's what is, and that's what we're used to, and that's what we're comfortable in an uncomfortable way. That's what we're comfortable with. Just breathing through it and allowing this change process to happen now. We're in it already. It's already started. And so there's no point in resisting the change, right? Let's see what we've got with the tarot. There will be an extended reading for this today. I've just heard my guides say. So there's going to be an extended. I'll get deeper into it in the extended reading. Eight of inspiration is about speaking out, this sharing your wisdom, speaking out. Now, I'm not necessarily saying get out there, on your soapbox and tell people like what's going on. You might want to do that. I mean, it might be cool to do that, but it's not necessarily about that. I think the time has passed for shouting about things. Do you know what I mean? It just has. It's like that. It doesn't create change. Making people aware of something doesn't create change. We can be aware of whatever we want to be aware of, but the things that, and I'm not saying like our awareness doesn't create change. Of course it does. Our inner state more than our awareness of something, our inner state about it. But yeah, there's a call here to speak out about something, direct communication. Two of inspiration. We're at a crossroads right now, on a personal level and on a global level too. I've got the Queen of Inspiration. Now she's all about the action, but she's all about, I'm getting like groups of people with this energy, this Queen of Wands energy. She attracts like energy to her, and in groups, in communities that will form now around the stuff that we are appreciating and passionate about, change will happen in those areas. So change is coming from the ground up as collaborations come together. So I'm getting a lot from this card. Anyway, the Queen of Inspiration, she takes action, but it's coming from a very inspired kind of place. You might feel inspired to create change in your community, in your little world, amongst the people and the kind of thing that you're interested in, your wisdom, and from like a grassroots level up. That's where change is going to come from. It's not going to come from the top down. We know what they want, and we know what they are doing and what they will do, and they won't. There's no amount of lowness that they'll stoop to for control and to make it even worse and worse and worse for everybody here. It seems insane, doesn't it? It is insane. So we focus on our communities instead, building those connections and making those changes. So, Eight of Inspiration, interesting, comes out with the Knight of Cups. Now, if this was a love reading, well, it might be for some of you, this might be saying, like, directly communicate with someone that you've got feelings for. It's the Romance card, and the Knights are about forward movement. It could be about that, but Cups are also about our heart. And it's not just romance that is in our heart, right? There's the love for the planet. There's a love for, my particular love is for healing, helping people to heal and feel better and remove all of these things. I'm on an inner child healing path at the moment, helping people to heal their inner child. And there's a new package out on my website, behealing.com, if you're interested in working one-on-one with me. In that, there's my meditation that was out this last week as well here on my YouTube channel. Check that out. It's a very powerful meditation. Keep on doing it every day and you'll get into those depths of healing your inner child. This is not a time for healing just the surface stuff anymore. We need to get deep in there, because this is not just about what's going on the planet at the moment. It's about what's in all of us, and all of us have got trauma and healing to do based on what we have been through with the patriarchy and whole systems and the everything that we've had in this world, and what we're going through now too. And so now is the time to be doing that in-depth healing. But anyway, this is about what you love, not about not about what I love. It might be healing for you as well. Speak out about that thing. Get moving on that, on the things that you love, on the changes that you want to see, building it up from the ground up. It can feel overwhelming if we think about the things coming from the top down. It's like, well, I can't do anything because I need to have control. And the only people in control are the bad people, the evil people are in control, because no good people would want to have control, because that is a misguided thing to want to have, right? It's not beneficial for anybody, control. And so that might feel overwhelming to you, thinking that you can only create change from the top down. No, that's not true. We can create change from the bottom up. So bottoms up, everybody. So what's behind this, please? This speaking out about what's in our hearts, what we love, what we're passionate about, what we appreciate in the world, the change that we've come to be part of. Each and every one of us has got a life purpose. If you want to find out yours, if you're still unsure about it, go to my website, behealing.com. Get yourself a life purpose reading. So forgiveness and changes is behind that. So forgiving those people as well. I mean, they've just gone so terribly wrong, haven't they? And you know, it's a downward spiral. Just as we can get on an upward spiral and we do a lot of meditation and a lot of inner work, we get on an upward spiral. When people do the wrong thing, they get on a downward spiral, you know, and they will attract to them entities, beings. You know, we'll attract guides, beneficial guides that want to help us, and allies, you know, of source energy, but they will attract the entities that will whisper in their ear and give them the intuition to get worse and worse and worse, right? And so they're on a downward spiral. And so, you know, source still loves them, source still wants to help them out and to get on this right track. And so we do need to forgive them. I'm not saying like let them carry on. I'm saying, you know, forgive them now. Imagine if we had, you know, like this terrible intuition because we've got negative entities around us giving us that poor guidance to make things worse. It must be horrible, right? And like the guys have said, they don't have inner peace. They don't have inner peace. They don't have joy. And so, yes, change needs to happen, yes, but we don't condemn those ones that are on the evil path right now. Two of Inspiration, because we've all got a choice to make, right? Two of Inspiration is about a crossroads kind of an energy where we have a choice. Ten of Swords, to end the pain. We can end the pain, right? We can end the pain. We can. A particular pain point that I'm noticing at the moment is as the rich get richer, and it's on steroids now, that the poor, who were always the poor, they're increasing in number now. Those of us that were doing okay before are now losing everything, and it will ripple up like that. And so even the people that have got riches at the moment and are still doing okay because somehow the poor are still managing to pay them, like the landlords and people like that, they are going to be part of the poor very soon, because it's just going like that now. And we can end this pain, and we can end this pain by talking to each other and saying that and saying it. Like, do you really need to have more right now? Or should we be working on new systems, you know? Like, it's not right that there's so many houses in the world and so many homeless people just because the ones that own the house want money that people don't have, you know, for that. We can stop that mentality, and that's not the only thing either, you know. It's like food as well. So much food goes to waste. We've got enough food to feed everybody, but again, there's this greed, like, no, I want money for it, and so I'm going to throw it away. And I know none of you are doing that, but this is what is going on, right? And it's those pain points that need to end now, and we only do it through talking to each other about it, right? That's where awareness changes. It's like, do you really need more money? Do you really need more money at the moment from people that don't have it? You know, getting to the point where you can literally only pay for food, or only pay for food and, you know, the bills, and then there's not enough for the roof over your head. That is where it's headed now, just because of this siphoning off of all of the money in these systems. And so we can make some change about that through, like, it's awakening people, like it's awakening people to, or like, what makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense to throw food away when there's people hungry. Like, fair enough if people had plenty of money when they were holding it all to themselves and not wanting to, you know, being selfish in that way, saying, no, I want the food, but I don't want to give you money for it. But that's not what's happening. That is not what's happening. Anyway, what is behind that is joy. We can shift toward joy. And let me tell you this, it's not about putting our head in the sand and just going, abundance and abundance and abundance, you know, because that is, and it's making me angry, because that's what people keep on saying, these law of attraction people. They're like, oh, well, just look toward the abundance, look toward the abundance. It's like, can't you see what's happening in the world? You're going to be taken into it very soon. Right? We can't do it by sticking our heads in the sand, but we can do it by appealing to each other's hearts and start living in a joyful way. And that's going to be different for all of us, right? What did I just hear? Sphere of influence is what the guys just said to me. Our sphere of influence is small, each and every one of us, and we are enough. And so if you can have a conversation with someone about, like, taking a step back from all of the systems and seeing it clearly. It's like, do you really need more money now? Is that like more important than people having houses? Like, should it be cheaper for everybody? Is that the answer? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Or is sharing the answer and then living in joy? I think it's that. Anyway, Queen of Inspiration. So I was getting a lot from her, wasn't I? So I was getting like community stuff. I was getting, she's inspired, she's tuned in, she's got 3 pyramids there as well. And a cat, of course. We all need a cat, don't we? But she's getting inspired, and then she's taking action in her particular sphere of influence, what she's passionate about. She's speaking out about what she loves. Planting those seeds or nurturing those seeds that she's planted, the 7 of Pentacles, it's about investing in that. It's like we've all got a job to do now. No matter what your job before that we think is like about making money. No, we've got a job to do now, a role to play in these changes. And it is about nurturing these seeds that have been planted. It's about communication with people that you can have that influence on. I hope I've explained it properly, because the people, so let's say that there's this spectrum of people, like there's the oligarchs right at the top, right, that have got like disgusting amounts of money, and then there's people with nothing, and so the poverty line kind of thing is raising up, and it's going to go up. If we carry on like this, it's going to go up through all of the people. And so the people in the middle that think they're okay now because they're still getting money from this and that, and they've still got property and all of that kind of thing, they're soon going to be in the poor situation very soon, because it's going very fast. That line is going very fast up there now. And so do they need to wait until it impacts them before they can see it impacting everyone else? Or can you speak to them about it? Like, can't you see what's happening here? Right? I've had to do it in the last couple of days. It's like, this is not just me. This is everybody. Open your eyes to what's going on here. It's not just me, and it's going to be you soon. And I wish it wouldn't be that, but it is. It's going to be you soon too. So yeah, we can talk on things like that. So don't be afraid of that, of speaking out, even though over the years we have been punished, especially online, for speaking out, for speaking the truth. But we need to. It's transformation behind this, because this is the way we're going to turn it around now. And transformation is happening, you know, it is happening. We're all being called to play our part in that transformation. Let's get into the love part of it now. Is there any romance going on at the moment? Is there anything going on for you romantically? I don't even think about it anymore. Got way too much to do in helping people heal at the moment. Anyway, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. And deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So, romance, I feel changes coming about. They may be confusing for you, these changes that come about within romance as well. But a lot of it is to highlight inner work that needs to be done. And a lot of the inner work, inner work needs to be done alone. It does. So relax about relationships and step into your power. So we're being called into our power first before we try and share it with somebody else. Loving yourself first, you know. It feels like a judgment, doesn't it? It feels like we're saying, like, you can't have a relationship unless you're perfect first. And everyone deserves love. We know that. And it's not really true. It's not really a judgment like that. It is saying, if we haven't become whole yet, we're going to be looking to fix the holes within ourselves. This is the work that we haven't done, by bringing someone else into our life, and that never works. It never works. You end up with the opposite of it. You end up with a lesson, because the universe is benevolent. It's trying to show you and help you to make those changes, right? So we end up with the opposite when we're trying to fix those holes. But once you become whole and you're happy within your own life and within your own self, then a relationship, then you can get a relationship, right? Then you can get a relationship at any time, but a relationship that's going to be good for you, that's another matter, right? So we've got regrets coming out, all about romance still, and patience. So regrets about rushing into things. Regrets about not having patience when you get into a relationship too. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that coming out in private readings lately. Is that rushing, this rush. You know, this rushing energy in anything, not just relationships, but anything. It's about like a mistrust of it. It comes from not trusting and not having faith that it's going to work out, right? And so we want to rush to get to the next step because it feels like we might slip through our fingers if we don't, right? But time, if we take our time with things, then we get to see more clearly, right? And so just be careful about that rushing energy in anything in our lives. We've got grace and healing. Yes, very much a time to be healing right now. To get into this grace is when like the universe is on your side, everything's flowing perfectly. It's so difficult these days. It is so difficult to get into that because it just feels like nothing's flowing at the moment. But some things are flowing, and so go with that flow. Go with that flow. And we've got responsiveness and true love as well, because true love will respond to you. You won't have to chase it. Okay, what else in the energies for this week, please? What else have we got? Or might we have? We've got an apple. Temptation will test you. Yeah, be careful of that, you know. The easy things, I mean, that's why we've got into this situation, isn't it? That humanity is in at the moment, is our love for the things that tempt us, which can be laziness, really, like wanting things to be easy. You know, I don't want to cook a meal. I just want that junk food from in that wrapper, you know, and that's what causes the problems. Is that I can't think of the word now, but the ease. Like everyone wants ease. Let's make it easy, but the easy stuff is trash. Right? Yeah, so be careful of that. Temptation will test you. 4-leaf clover. We have a caterpillar here. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I mean, we are going through this massive transformation at the moment. We've got 2 caterpillars on the table right now. And 2 butterflies too. Yeah. And we've got kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. And we've got a 4-leaf clover, great and good fortune. I just want to say what the guides have told me. Things are being balanced now. They are being balanced now, and good is coming to the good people. Believe that. Believe that in your heart and hold that for true. Remember that. And connecting with source as much as you can. This is why I'm meditating a lot these days, because we don't get that confirmation outside of ourselves at the moment. It's like this transformation process that we're in. Imagine a caterpillar praying every day, connected with the source as caterpillar, and then suddenly it's like I'm getting this urge to go into chrysalis. What the hell is going on? And then praying even harder, like, my God, what is happening here? I've prayed every day. What's going wrong? God's like, it's okay. You're just going into chrysalis. You'll see. It's going to be really beautiful. You'll see. And the caterpillar's like, this is not okay. This is not okay. I'm falling apart. I'm turning into goo. This is not okay. Nothing about this is okay. And God says, yeah, no, really, believe me, just relax, just go with it. It really is okay. You're in this transformation at the moment. It's going to be so good. You're going to absolutely love it. Just trust me on this. Trust me on this. Right? With that caterpillar that's turning into goo at the moment, and there's not the external confirmation. The only confirmation, the good things are coming, is inside. Can you feel it? Can you feel it from source? My guys are saying, just wait. I'm like, my landlord won't just wait. Well, talk to the landlord then and make it clear what's going on in the world. Open their eyes to that. It hasn't hit them yet. They haven't noticed. And until it hits them personally, they're not going to notice. So you need to tell them. what's happening, right? Anyway, how best to deal with these energies this week? We got the Knight of Wands here. So take action, make forward movement on the things that you're passionate about. You don't need to do anything massive. Don't get overwhelmed. We all play our little part, and we are enough. A little bit that we do, we are enough. And so keep up the good work. We can do this together, each playing our little part. But this week, it clearly is about being outspoken. We've got sharing your wisdom. We've got 8 of inspiration here. Direct communication about the things that you love. And then choosing to end the pain and turn toward joy too. And there's this element of like investing in those things that we love amongst the people that we love as well. Or the people that love the same things as us. We don't necessarily need to love them. Well, we might kind of love them anyway, but yeah, you don't necessarily have to do the things with the people that you love. Do you understand what I'm saying? All the people that love a certain thing that you love too, you're all in it. You don't necessarily have to have personal connection with those people. In other words, allow yourself to build things with people that you wouldn't necessarily be like best friends with. If you have a shared passion for something, then that's important. Okay, so if you want to come with me to the extended reading, I don't know what's going to be in the extended reading. The guides told me to do it, and so we'll see. We'll get more cards out. If you want to go deeper into these energies, perhaps, I don't know what's going to be in it. So I've just finished the deeper dive read. It's for healers. We went deeper into what healers are being called to do now. Very interesting stuff. So if you want in on that, I'll pop a link for up there. There's also a link in the comments and in the description box below as well. Yeah, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. So once you get that, healers, if you're interested in that, a load more information. It's about 35 minutes long, I think. I don't know. I didn't really notice when I clicked off there. 35 minutes to 40 minutes long. A lot of information for healers right now. The transformations that we're going through. So if you'd like to have access to that, come along with me to the deeper dive. Well, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, you can get a free little reading from me, a message from your higher self, on my website, behealing.com. Just put your name and your email address in when the window pops up, and I'll do that for you very, very quickly. In fact, I work every day on this. So have a really good week. I hope this transformation goes smoothly for you, and I will see you next week. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that stuff. Leave me a comment. It really helps me out.